Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed, and today is all about crafty organization. I'm going to take you through how I store everything in these really cool red bins that fit in my Ikea unit to give me more storage by going horizontal and vertical. So it's kind of a fun way of adding a little extra storage that kind of defeats the eye. So let's get going. Two different sizes. I have a wider unit, which you can see right here, a little bit wider. I also have a narrower unit, which you can see right here. My larger one, I store with all kinds of stuff. So in this one, I happen to organize by flowers. So a cool way to organize all your supplies is do them by the same types of items. So these are all my prepackaged flowers. Now here's the cool thing. If you look back behind here, I have another unit just behind it. And of course, more flowers. So I have a lot of flowers in there. And then I can store two things, one behind the other, which I think is so cool. The whole unit is a 5x5, so I have taken up 6 of these slots with these red ones. In this one, I have more flowers. And so there's even more flowers in here. And then behind that, guess what? More flowers. I think I have a few too many flowers. Alright, in this one, it's kind of a hodgepodge. It's a lot of little pieces. It started off being for one particular company, but then I went in and I added a few other things, like it's got clothespins and it's got paper clips and a little hodgepodge of some other things. And then I have an empty one, which is kind of nice because sometimes I rearrange my supplies or I combine things or I use something up. So it's always kind of nice to have an empty one ready for the next stash of things I'm ready to put away. So don't be afraid to keep an empty spot for your just in cases when you're ready to store them. I also have a whole bin just for my bling, all different kinds of bling. So here I have my small little circles. I also have a whole bunch of like blingy circles. I mean, so it's just kind of fun. Behind that is another empty one, which I completely forgot about. So yay! All right, in some of my little ones, I keep a random assortment again of random things. So in here, I have a lot of my modeling pastes and I have a few of my paints. So they're all kind of together. I do have a lot of paint containers. In here, I have a whole bunch of glimmer mists, and these are the small little glimmer mists. So there's a whole bunch of these inside of here. I mean, there's a ton of them. This is one where I keep a whole bunch of my scribbles. These are like puffy paints, or they could be liquid pearls, or they could be like a matte medium, but they're all little squeezable things that I would call like liquid pearly kind of ideas. So a little bit of some texture gems from Faber-Castell. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of a few different things, along with a fine tip applicator that can fit on them. So when I need it, it's there. Here is another fun one. This one's got a whole bunch of alcohol inks in it. It's got my color bursts in it, and it has a whole bunch of the distress stains. So everything that was kind of like a little bottle that I could apply that would add fun mediums all went in here. So here's a fun one. It's my glitter drawer. So this has actually got all my glitter, and then buried in the bottom it has little baggies of sequins. So it's kind of like my blingy drawer. And behind that, I have my gelato drawer. So it's full of all my pretty gelatos. I like to try and store like items together because it makes it very simple that, oh, I want to use that particular item, pull out the drawer, and then I can actually set these drawers on my desk, which makes it really easy to work with. Next is my glue drawer. Now this isn't all my glue. This is just a little bit of the glue I'm working with at this moment. And as I use one up, I go back into my back storage. I have a room that's got a shelf full of stuff, and I put it there. So I just kind of refill this as I need it. Behind that is an ink drawer. Mostly what's in here are my distress inks with a few other random ones in there. But if I need a distress ink, I pull this drawer out. This is a conglomeration of a bunch of different mists. I have some Heidi Shine mists in here. I have some Smooch mists in here. I've got like Mr. Huey's, a little variety of a whole bunch of different kind of mists are in here. Now we have our stickles, all of our glitter pastes. So here I have a little mixture of all different kinds of glittery items. They could be, you know, from Michael's, or they could be the real deal. So that's just a little mixture. If I want glitter in a paste, it's in there. My brush drawer. This is full of a whole bunch of beautiful brushes. These brushes come from Dynasty brushes. They're so cool. This is my stippling brush for my stencils. I love it. There is a whole ton of different brushes in here, and so as I need them, they are here ready for me. All right, this is another kind of a flower drawer, but they're more butterflies. So I have a few smatterings of butterflies along with some leaves. So I did keep these separate so that way I could find them at a moment's notice. And then I have some other random, like larger blingy things that are kind of like floral sprays. They all fit inside this little drawer. It's my open flower drawer. So sometimes I have a lot of loose flowers that they don't really have a home. They may have come from a large pillar. They could have come from a kit and been loose. So I dump them all into here, and then I can come in and find exactly what I need, which is so fun. It's kind of a fun drawer to play into too. Another fun drawer. This is chock full of my glimmer mists. So these are all my large glimmer mists. Great stuff. And really easy for me to access because they're all in one drawer. Are my iron-on. So I have a whole bunch of beautiful iron-on flowers and letters and numbers ready for whenever I need to iron anything on. They're so cool. This is my tonic drawer. I have everything that comes from Tonic or Nuvo. I did pull, even though like these are the dewdrops and they're the same as some of the other ones, I pulled them because I work sometimes just with companies. So this is one company's worth of supplies that I tend to work with. And so if I need to get something and I'm working on a project for Tonic, I can pull all the items I need to from there. So sometimes how I store items may not be by the item, it could also be by the brand. This is another paint drawer that I have. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a few different paints, little birdies. I have some paint pens in here. I have just a lot of like little odds and ends of some chalk paints. They really don't have a home anywhere else, so they kind of fit in this one. Behind that, don't you love like the dual stickers? It's awesome. Duct tape. I have a whole roll of duct tape. And more flowers. These are what I call my little baby bud flowers, so I kind of keep these separate as well, just to keep them in their own little packaging. Behind that is more Tattered Angels. These are a lot of the high impact paints, the glimmer glazes or glimmer glams, and I needed to open up, and they all kind of fit really nicely in here. My washi tape drawer. So again, all the layers of washi tape that I have all fit in here. And behind that one, I have a whole bunch of embossing powders and perfect pearls and anything that I would possibly want to put on that would add a little bit of shimmer and shine, but that's not a loose glitter or in a stickle. And even more paints. So these are a lot of my small paints. I have my glittery paints, a lot of different paint bottles that I get from various companies. So this is like folk art. Lots of cool stuff in here, and they're layered because I'm running out of room. I used to just be able to fit one, but I had to put a few on top, which they do still fit. And behind that is even more flowers, which I probably will combine these flowers with the other to open up one more drawer. But these are flowers that were in a big package. They're layered flowers. They just didn't have a home anywhere else because I couldn't put them back into the other ones, but I might have to blend these. My Xyron storage is where I keep some extra cartridges. This is not the only place I keep it, but it's my quick grab if I need to have an extra Mega Runner storage, or I need to grab my little adhesive eraser, or if I need my sticker maker. They all kind of fit right here. Easy for me to get to. And another paint drawer behind that. This is my Renia drawer. All my small Renia items fit into here. So small little packs of papers, the stamps that I helped create with Renia are in here, the dies with Renia. So this is one that's very centered on the company of the products I'm using with that company. So it's little bits that just didn't want to get squished anywhere else. And the last drawer we have here, these are all different types of beads and textures and fun little micro circles and all kinds of fun stuff I can use with mixed media. So there we have it. This is one of the first of the series of how I store the items in my craft space. This is how I store things in my red containers that fit into my 5x5 Ikea wall unit. So by going in deep and adding a second layer of storage, by pulling the storage away from the wall, I'm able to get 2 layers of storage in a much smaller space by going vertical and a little bit deep. So make sure you come back and check out some of the other videos about how I store some other fun things in my crafty room. And I hope you guys subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button so that you can get more notifications of how I store my room and other videos of how I use all those amazing crafty things on my channel. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys again later. Bye-bye. I have my gelato. I have my... I